You're listening to Productivity Monsters in the Morning. We are the energy volt your real estate business needs to get you up and out and excited and productive for the day. We go over trending topics and things that really matter in the market of the moment. Here are your hosts, Tiffany Hampton and Brooke Silva. Good morning, Tiffany on the road.
Good morning. How are you?
You better keep those eyes forward or this mama is going to yell at you.
Yeah, I'm about to cross over the New Hampshire border.
So much of our lives is on the road. So this is nothing new for you and I to always be in the car talking to one another. It's so much
Absolutely.
fun.
Yes.
So I'm going to take control for a little bit this morning of a couple things since Tiffany cannot actually look at the screen or look at the notes or do anything. I am in control.
You know how I feel about control, Brooke.
I know. You know what they say. No, I'm just kidding. Well, that's a good segue into our affirmation today. And I'm just going to kick it out right in there. And it says, I am in control of my business finances.
Yes.
I mean, you're not. Nobody really is at the moment, especially our newer agents. And you know what's funny is a lot of our agents, when we speak to them, they forget that they own a business.
Right.
Like, this is yours. This is your social security number. This is your LLC. This is your business. You just happen to choose to partner with our brokerage, right? This is still your business at the end of the day. And I think if agents started saying my business, my real estate business, I think goal tracking would actually become easier. What say you?
Absolutely. And you know, I was thinking over the weekend, so Gary Keller always has all of these statements that he puts on t-shirts. And one of the statements that he put on the last mega camp was measured tasks get done, or something along those lines.
Yeah. I can't remember it either, but it was a good one.
Yeah. And I was thinking about that this weekend because I have been battling, like, trying to lose weight forever. And I really never measured it to the level that I should. And with technology today, there's all these cool apps. And I was looking this weekend, I'm 11% to goal, right?
Whoa.
So I was like, wow, that's motivational, because now I want to be 15% to goal, 20% to goal, and so on and so on. And, you know, when it comes to business is no different than that. If you set goals, what percentage to goal are you?
You won't know unless you're measuring.
Right. So everything we do, like, you read the one thing, there's the 7 circles that you focus on in life. You look at profit first, it's where are you putting your money. You look at goal setting, it's where are you spending your time. Everything is centered around actions. And where we get in trouble is we don't focus on what we need to do to make sure we stay on track.
You know, and this is what I call those in-betweenies, right? I talk a lot about burnout as a business owner, or even in any role you're in. Burnout is so important. And it's because as people who are highly competitive, we only celebrate when we cap, or we only celebrate, or even if they may not. You and I met people who didn't celebrate when they capped or had major milestones. But they don't celebrate the in-betweenies, that they got the call, that they got the appointment, that they did the thing that was so hard. And I think when you're tracking your goals, you're the only person you can lie to. Like, and you know it. When you sit down and you're like, oh, was it 7 or 12 phone calls? No, friends, if you're thinking it was 7, it was probably 7. And I think the other thing is, we get burnt out easily. We don't see results fast in this world. Everything you do today will come to fruition in 90 days. So when you're looking at a tracking and you're able to see long game, I think it's going to do so much more for your psyche, for your emotional health in business. Because yes, there is emotional health in business, but we've got to get them. You've got to start measuring in a systematic way and time blocking to measure and see if you are on those goals.
Right. And you have to make the decision, is it really that important to you, right? That's step one. Is what you're driving towards that important to you? And if it is, what steps are you going to take?
And who's going to help you get there? You know, I had a great friend on Friday. Was it Friday or Thursday? I think it was Thursday. Say to me, I need help. I need you to help me stay accountable to these 4 things. And I said, great, rattle them off. They rattled them off. I said, how do you want me to check in with you? What are the questions you want me to ask you? And they said, holy crap, nobody's ever asked me that. I said, well, how am I supposed to hold you accountable if you don't know what I'm supposed to ask you, because you gave me really big, broad subjects. So let's break it down. Let's look at your 411. And what a fun conversation. Now, that was a friend conversation. Even though that person's in this world, that was just a friend conversation. And at the end, I said, do you feel better? And they were like, yes and no. Yes. Yes, because I said it out loud. And when you say it out loud, magic happens. Things fall into place. And no, because now I know I have a lot of work ahead of me, but I'm not scared of the work. It's overwhelming, but it's not. It's just the first time I've ever solidified a real plan in the 8 years I've been here at KW. Yeah. And it's funny. Here's one of the things I love about my position, and I don't brag. I don't like to talk about the things that happen. It's just not my love language. But being in the market centers and being able to talk to agents is heaven to me. Like just seeing how businesses are going. One day, one of the agents said to me, when I said, how's business? What's, rocking in your world, home, the kids, everyone. And they said, I'm ready to make my first admin hire. And I was like, you are? And they're like, yes. And this is what I'm looking for. So I walked away. I happened to be dressed up like a duck for Halloween, whatever. Doesn't matter. I walked back because I was like, I just brought somebody in who is exactly who you're looking for. I'm sorry it took me a minute to to let that marinate in my brain. Would you like me to make a connection? And they were like, what? I said, yeah, do you want to see their KPA? Like all this stuff I know about them. I think this would be a good fit personality wise. And it's one of those things like the stars aligned for both of them. And now the work relationship is stellar. They just started in class. Oh my God, it is so good. But when you speak it out loud, the stars align sometimes. And that's one of my favorite things that we get to do is I think one of the biggest parts of our job is as connectors of people, systems, and models. That leverage, whew, it's huge.
Yeah. And you've said many times that this business can be a lonely business. And I feel like we do that to ourselves, right? Because at the end of the day, yes, we compete with one another, we cooperate with one another, right? And yet we're a community. And when we get away from being a community, everyone wants to see one another succeed. It's just the way KW is. So having that conversation, had she just held that in because quote unquote, we don't share, what would have happened? That relationship would have never been made.
It's so amazing. So Tiffany's action for you guys today is measured results, get the results. If you're not measuring, you're kind of just a fish out of water flopping around. And my tech action for you today is going to be to find the tool or system that works for you. If it's bullet journaling, if it's using Command, because Command does have some fantastic trackers. If it's getting your budget tight and having a P&L, you have to have a P&L as a business owner. And if you need help, reach out to us. We have a wonderful partner in the region called RE Profit. And if you're brand new to real estate, reach out to us. They give us all kinds of goodies for you. Yeah. But read Profit first, because it's going to change the way you think about spending in your business and how to effectively put aside for taxes, business, and paying yourself. One of the first things I ever met the regional peeps at was at Profit First before we went into shutdown. And Michael Michalowicz is funny. He's like a comedian. It's like a show. Like it's like watching Comedy Central with this man, but he has lost it all only to have to get it back in measured ways. And guys, if you get to the toothpaste part, reach out to me and tell me what you think, because it's been 2 years, I can't look at a tube of toothpaste without thinking about this man and the teachings from this book. It's amazing.
100%. Yeah, don't go it alone.
Don't go alone. All right. Well, you have a nice, safe drive. You're going to your business planning clinic to teach our friends in Rhode Island.
Yes, I will. And you have fun taking care of our agents and putting people together in relationships.
My favorite part of my job.
All right. See you tomorrow.
Drive safe.
Bye.